Hello and welcome to step 2. So you know what to do by now. Open. Step 2, open. Now the first thing we're going to do is actually work outside of Revit but within Revit, if that makes sense. What I mean by that is that we actually have another program called massing. So what we do is we go to the File tab and then we hover over New and then we go down to Conceptual Mass. Once you press that, we're going to choose Metric Mass and then press Open. And a whole new interface changes. You'll see there's no Architectural tab, there's no Structural tab, etc. Now before we start actually doing some massing in this actual massing part of Revit, we need to change the project units. So to do that, we go up to the Manage tab, Project Units. It's currently set at millimeters. We're going to change it to meters and centimeters. Then OK, then OK. Next thing we're going to do is duplicate some levels. So at the moment this is level 1. You can see here when you select it, it's level 1. We're going to duplicate this 2 times. So we go up to our Modify tab, which is currently green, and we use the Copy tool, which is just here. And if you find the middle, you're able to go directly up, and the first thing we're going to do is press 20, return. So we've created a new level. Then we'll go back up to the Copy tool again, and now we're going to copy it up by 100. So 100, return, and you should have something like that on your screen. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a rectangle on level 1. So we go up to our Modify tab and choose the Rectangle tool. And if you hover over level 1, you'll notice that the plane is highlighted, and that's also because in our options bar at the very top it says level 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a rectangle that is 60 by 16. So if we draw it pretty much about here, you should within reason be able to do it in 3D. So if you look at my screen, you'll see that I'm currently at 1659. If I move my mouse slightly, you can see it's 16 by 60, so that's perfect. So I'll do that there. Now from here, we're going to draw another rectangle, but on level 2. So what we do is we go up to the options bar, select level 2. Then if we go to the top view of our view cube, and if we choose the top left-hand corner and draw a rectangle which is 13 by 40, again, you can do this with the temporary dimensions, but as you can see on my screen, I've managed to do it graphically. Then click. Now obviously, as we've created 3 levels, we're going to create one more on level 3. So if we go to our view cube and press the bottom right corner to get a decent axonometrics, then we go up to our options bar and choose level 3. But this time, rather than draw a rectangle, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the pick line tool and we're going to hover over our line chain that we currently have on level 2. So if we hover over any of these lines, you can see on level 3 there's a dotted line. So if I move my mouse away, you won't see it. If I put it back, you will see it's on level 3. If we press the tab key once, so all 4 lines are selected, and then click, you will notice that all of our line chains have now jumped up to level 3. From here, I'd like you to press escape twice, so nothing is selected. Then what we're going to do is we're going to select all 3 planes and then create a mass from these planes. So then we'll select 1, and then with the control button, we'll select the other 2. And you'll notice that the user interface has gone green, and right at the top we have create form. So what we're going to do is choose solid form, and you will notice we now have quite a curvy little shape that's been created from those 3 levels. From here, I'd like you to press in negative space so nothing is selected. Now you might notice that we have 3 individual planes to create this actual form. Now what's really cool about Revit is if we select the top plane and then go up to the X-ray button right at the very top, you will see the profiles that we have created. Now rather than draw a profile on individual levels, we can actually copy a profile by adding a profile. So at the very top, 2 buttons along from X-ray, we have add profile. Once you do that, and if you hover over the actual mask that we've created, we can create a brand new profile, and why don't we just place it bang in the middle between 2 and 3, and you will see that we've created a brand new profile. But what's also really cool about X-Ray is we can add an edge like we did in training session 1. So if we go up to the top, we can press add edge, and if you hover over this face, you can see we can create an edge. So why don't we place it pretty much about here, and then press escape twice. But just like I've shown you before, you can actually select individual edges and move them. So we can select this edge and use the green tool to pull it out. But we can also select the individual part, the spine should I say. We can select the individual spine and actually move that as well. So we can select that point and bend it a little bit more. You know what, I don't like that, so I'm going to select this and pull that slightly back so it's more of a curve. Now, because we added an edge, you will notice that we've actually added individual points at the intersections of the profiles. And you can actually delete this, so if I press the delete key, you will notice those little points have deleted. Now obviously that was just an example, but we're actually going to add individual edges at an angle. So if we select this face and then press add edge again, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a couple of angles from here to here, and then from that point to this point, and then from that point to this point. Pretty much exactly what we did in stage 1. Once you've done that, press escape once. Now don't forget, we can actually edit the whole sketch mode of our profiles. So to highlight that in further detail, let's highlight all 4 lines profile of the ground floor. Double click so they enter into a pink mode. The user interface will turn green. And let's add 2 more lines. So let's draw a line here and then an angle line to about here. And then we go up to the trim extend to corner tool, and we're just going to close the circle, the chain lines, close the whole chain, and you will notice that when we press the green tick, the geometry will change. So once you do that, you see exactly we've got more edges and a more intricate base to the building. From here, I'd like you to press in negative space to finish the command. Now, don't forget that you can actually edit all individual profiles by highlighting the 4 lines, the chain, and then going up to edit profile and doing what you require, etc., etc., to create a more crazy form. But for now, we'll just press the green tick, so we're happy with that. Now, don't forget that we're currently in a massing family environment, which is not the same as Revit, so to speak. So there's no architectural, structural tab, etc. So what we're going to do is we're going to load all of this into the actual project. So at the very top, you'll see load into project. Revit has enabled the show mass model, so the newly created mass will be visible. That's fine. Press close, and you have 2 different options. You can place on a plane, which is currently what is on my screen, or you can place on a face. So you can be really crazy and place our family on the individual planes of the mass, but we don't want to do that. We want to place it on a plane, and we're going to place it pretty much on this footprint here. So once you click once, you will notice that we still have the family that we can place in other places, but we don't want to do that for now. So we press escape twice to exit the command. Okay, so that is it for our second step. So obviously you need to close the massing window by pressing X and do not save, because you might want to do it again. And then we're going to close the project file, so close the 3D and do not save, and we'll see you in step 3.